Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another Liverpool show. Back-to-back Liverpool shows today. Complete Liverpool topics. You get me. Big up to all of you guys. Make sure you guys are liking the video on your way in. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel if you are yet to do so. Big up to you. Absolutely amazing, incredible people. And please do like the video on your way in. Do subscribe. We're going to be talking on the Carabao Cup final this Sunday. We are going to be talking about Luis Diaz potential move to FC Barcelona. Once again, he's being linked to a move away from Barcelona, away to Barcelona, sorry. And we are going to be talking about the PSG game, unfortunately, for one more time. So yeah, I know the rivals will enjoy that, but regardless, big up to every single one of you guys. Make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you guys are subscribing. And as I said on my earlier on stream that I did by myself, I will reiterate it here. Please do go check out my latest community post. I made a post for Patrick. Obviously, he's fighting, bone cancer right now. He's going to go get therapy in Turkey, inshallah, with the help of the amazing football community, not just my community, but all the football communities on YouTube. He has raised over £5,000, you guys, but the road to 15K continues. I'm going to be doing a charity stream, inshallah, this Tuesday from 6 p.m. till 12 a.m. midnight time, UK time. Everyone is welcome to join. I'm going to be putting the GoFundMe pinned in that video, and it's on my community post. So anything, forget about sending me super chats. Anything that you want to donate to this channel, go donate to Patrick and help him out to try to get some cancer recovery, of course. And inshallah, he's healthy. After he fought one form of cancer, the other form came up, and inshallah, he will beat it bi'idhnillah with the help of the Turkish doctors. Regardless, big up to all of you guys. Make sure you guys are liking and subscribing. Joining me first and foremost, the English version myself, the only other emotional wreck in the world. I like Jamie's in the building. Hi, Jamie.
I'm good, man. Looking forward to this. Lots to talk about. I'm going to be nice.
And realize Pep Linders' book is behind you.
Yeah. I keep him there as a reason why I'm in a good mood now, because he's gone.
Oh,
you know what I mean? It's that sort of thing, you know. It's
you remember the days of the book club, right? You were there.
Yeah, I was there. Yeah. Very funny. What is it? What's my favorite quote in that book? If the ball smiles, the player smiles. That's
Training is our transfers.
Let's go. I've got the book down. Let's go.
Yeah. Speaking of books, if you guys want any help with crypto, he's your man. Joining us, of course, the man, the myth, the legend, the trader, the businessman. You get me, entrepreneur, man like Raks is in the building. Hi, Raks. You're on mute. See? Mute. All that intro on your mute.
It's because he was just talking to his crypto guy. He's talking to his crypto guy.
It was. I nearly didn't make it onto the stream because I refused to respond to Husam's because I just got better things to do. But I did finally respond to his text message this morning after he prompted me, and just in time I managed to sneak in. And Jamie, you can say all you want about Pep Linders, but we know that's an autographed hardback copy of that book. That is no paperback cheap version. Come on.
Yeah, I got this from Pep's dead hand.
because $9.99 wasn't enough to give to Pep Linders. He decided to give him $24.99.
I gave him all the money. So much. I gave him all the money. Why do you reckon their buyout was so high when they left?
I love the fact that the comment section just eat up anything I say. Like day trader, yeah, he is, guys. He's an entrepreneur. Yeah, big up entrepreneur Raks. I think Raks is secretly a billionaire, but he just doesn't tell us. I'll be honest with you. I'm fully believe that. But why are you scratching your beard? That's that's a sign that you're lying, mate.
No billions. I ain't got the billy yet. One day maybe.
Yeah. I hear you. Anyway, guys, Jerry will be joining us in a bit. He's just a bit stuck in traffic. And Tom Little will be joining us at the half-hour mark. So we have to downgrade the quality a little bit with Tom Little, but it is what it is. He's here anyway. So make sure you guys are liking. Make sure you guys are subscribing. And unfortunately, you guys, you know what we usually do on the stream. We started the latest game. The latest game was PSG. So talk to me, people. What are you guys saying?
PSG, man, PSG. Do you know the way I've watched that game back again today because I was talking about this game yesterday on my show. Watching the game back with zero emotion, I don't think we actually played that badly. I literally don't think we played that badly. What happened is that we just didn't take our chances. And if you don't take your chances against an extremely good football side, you're going to get beaten. It's as simple as that. Am I peed off that we got beat? Yeah, because I'm always peed off if Liverpool lose. Is it the end of the world for me this season? No, because the Holy Grail for me this year was the Premier League trophy. Everything else would be beautiful and lovely, don't get me wrong. But it's not the end of the world for me. So the players looked a bit jaded. They looked like they ran out of ideas a little bit as the game went on as well. But I can't sit here and say, like, I think it was quite an even contest in the second leg. First leg was all PSG. Let's not get that wrong. That PSG should have won that 4 or 5-0. He was lucky to win that 1-0. It is what it is. But I thought we should have been probably 2 up in the first 10 or 15 minutes. We were a little bit more clinical. I think we were playing really well. I think they looked a bit nervous in the first 20 minutes of that game defensively. And that's when in these high-level games of football, and that's what it was, a high-level game of football, that's when you've got to take your chances because that might not come around again at this level. So for me, it's just Liverpool didn't take their chances. PSG deserved their win in the first leg. And overall, the better side won and went through. But I'm not going to sit here and moan and bitch about it because we're about to win number 20. You know what I'm saying? So I'm all good. It's about as sensible as I'm getting, by the way. So that's it.
Yeah. We gave our opinions on the game shortly after the game finished on the terrace, and I think I'm pretty much in the same opinion. I think PSG were clearly the better team in Paris. I think we did shade it at Anfield. I think we were the better team, but over the course of the 2 games, PSG deserved to go through. And in a way, that's what's most disappointing, because I genuinely thought we had a chance to win it this season, because I don't see any team that's miles ahead of us. I think they deserve to win it over the course of the game, over the course of the tie. And I think you could argue they definitely were better than us. But when you win the first leg and you get lucky, then I expect us to come back to Anfield and make that win count. And that's why it's kind of disappointing. Yeah, look, ultimately you're right. Bigger picture, the Premier League, if we get away with the Premier League this season, or the Premier League and the Carabao Cup, I think it's probably beyond most Liverpool fans' wildest dreams. I'll say it. I didn't think we'd win the Premier League this season. I didn't think we'd win the Champions League this season. I actually thought maybe with Klopp leaving, when you lose a world-class manager and you replace him with an unknown quantity, the odds are that you're going to go backwards, right? The reality is, and my only hope was that sometimes, a new voice might bring something out of the players and may change. And actually, that's I've been proved wrong. Obviously, I'm very happy that I've been proved wrong. And you hope for the best, but you don't necessarily always expect the best. And winning the Premier League this season would be absolutely amazing. But in this particular moment, and straight after the game, of course, there was significant disappointment, because I really thought this could be not just an incredible year winning the Premier League. I think it could be an all-timer season, but it's not to be. So we have to win on Sunday, and then seal the deal when it comes to the Premier League.
No, exactly. Look, if you look back at the game as well, there's moments of the game that you can look at.
Do you guys think Scott got it wrong, Jamie, as well?
Do I think Scott got it wrong? No, I like the fact that he thought PSG might just be a little bit fragile in the early goings of the match, and he thought, let's go for them. So I'm all right with that. As the game got on, he might have got a little things wrong here and there, but I can't really moan at Slot for the players not taking their chances in the game at the same time. There was chances there that we made that we should have scored and been in front of. And then if our players take our chances, I don't think that question comes up. I think we look at Slot like Jesus, he took PSG apart at Anfield, bigger honor. But when it don't go quite the way, you can look at the manager. Managers always take the brunt of it, because they're the face of the club. They're the people in charge. They're the people who put the players out there. It's their tactics. So managers should take some responsibility as well as players all the time for me. But
can I present you my opinion of why I think Slot got it wrong, and then you both tell me what you...
Yeah, go for it, man. Go for it.
The reason why I think Slot got strong is the following. I said Enrique outcoached Slot, right? And Rax was there on the terrace when I said
I agree.
The reason why I think that is, look, we won 1-0 in Paris. We said it's heritage. We said we took our moment. We said we did the Real Madrid. Fantastic. We all agree. Now you're coming to Anfield with a 1-0 lead. There is absolutely no reason for you to go as gung-ho as you did. There is no reason for you to keep pressing and pressing and pressing and running and pressing. You could have easily just been a bit more cautious, went with the 4 midfielders, Curtis, Soboslai, McAllister, and Gravenberg all together. And then you could have been the team to counterattack PSG instead, and you should have been asking them to break you down. And then when you're counterattacking with a Mo and a Jota or a Mo and a Diaz or a Mo and whoever, you'd had a better chance to score a goal on counterattack. So the thing is, for me, is like, we did our job in Paris. We got away with a 1-0 win, even though we probably didn't deserve it, but we still won 1-0. So my thing was, okay, you win 1-0 away in Paris. There is no need for us to just start off the game so gung-ho. That's the thing that irritated me. Tom, how about you get your ass on the stream instead of commenting? Goodbye.
I hear what you're saying, Sam. Look, this is the thing about that game, how we can pick it apart, and there is a lot of truth in what everyone's saying. Yeah, he could have done that. If you're on the slot, does he go that defensive and play the 4 midfielders, but worry that what could happen in the first leg happens at Anfield, and it's hard, or does he feel like, no, we're at Anfield, we're an exceptional side ourselves, that show ourselves in our own pitch what we are capable of as well. If you look at the first 20 minutes, I think he got it right. After that, when it's not quite going your way, maybe change it. I think the first leg is where he got it wrong, personally. I think he should have done the 4 midfield thing in the first leg and had a little bit more control in the midfield, maybe. But yeah, I think you can pick apart a manager and the players and all that. I agree. And you are right, Sam. I think there's issues with Slot done, the players, that everything. But at the end of the day, what I will say about Slot, Luis Enrique definitely outcoached him. I'm not going to pretend he didn't, yeah. But Luis Enrique has coached at a higher level.
You were here all along and you're writing fucking comments. Just get your ass on the stream, mate.
Matt, I've just got in. I was watching it on my phone.
Appreciate it, Tom. Go ahead.
I would say Enrique's been coaching at a higher level than Slot has in recent years. So games like this, he's done it. He's gone there. He's coached at this level internationally and at club football. And with Slot, it's a learning curve for him. Like Slot said, that was the biggest game he's ever been a part of. I think he said something like that, at the highest level he's ever been a part of as a coach. The man's only been a coach for 7 years, I think, probably similar to Enrique, but Enrique's done it at a different level. So, yeah, we lost that game, but I see a lot in that game and in Arne Slot that I think we have a bright future in the years to come as well under this manager. So I'm not too beat up about it all. I'm not too beat up about it.
I think, because I think the performance was good, and PSG created a couple of chances in the early part of the first, and obviously got the goal. The goal was a bit of a comedy of errors, with how it transpired. But I think overall we played well enough in the game, so I don't necessarily agree he got it wrong. And we had some gilt-edge opportunities, right? We hit the woodwork a couple of times. Quansah, I mean, okay, maybe we shouldn't be relying on Quansah to win a game for us, but sometimes defenders come up with important headers. Virgil won us the Carabao Cup last season. I felt there was a bit of a weakness there.
Slot is the reason why Konate got cramp, as crazy as it sounds. Because the football was so gung-ho, Trent was asked to be so high up the pitch that Konate had to do the covering thing again, and he was just destroyed by the end of it. I'll be honest with you.
But I think the way that Konate is built, he is a heavy set guy. When watch Konate, when he finishes playing football, he is going to get fucking massive. Like, he is going to blow up quick time, right? Honestly, that he's going to pack on about 20 kilos in no time. That guy. So it's going to be difficult for him anyway. Like, you see, Virgil is a big guy, but Virgil has a slenderness and an agility about him that I don't think Ibu does, and I love Ibu. And I think that's more the reason why he got cramped, because he is a big guy and he was asking to cover a lot of ground. So maybe a combination of the two. Ibu Konate bigger than Ngannou, according to Let's Play some games.
Francis Ngannou, ain't that the UFC guy?
Yeah.
That guy's massive as well. Oh my god, I know who you're talking about. That's the Cameroonian, I swear, right?
Yeah. In
Oh,
Ghana,
he's
in Ghana,
so
yeah.
big, bloody hell.
I
Hey,
don't
cheese
think
stick. Big up.
I don't think Arnie Slot got much wrong on Wednesday. Was it Tuesday or Wednesday? Tuesday night, I think.
Tuesday.
First 10 minutes, you say you went too gung ho. You can't sit back at Anfield. Rafa Benitez loved camping on the edge of his own box, and even he came out and said, when we played at home at Anfield on European night, I had to put the line up because the crowd wouldn't accept if we're sitting on the edge of our box trying to hold on to a 1-0 lead, unless it was the dying moments of a game. We could not have started that game camped on the edge of our box, inviting pressure. It worked in Paris because it was their fans getting nervy and their fans getting worried and their fans getting annoyed. At Anfield, it would have been our fans doing it. So it would have just given PSG more confidence and PSG more energy to try and get to it. First 10 minutes, we have a shot cleared off the line by Nuno Mendes. And we have a great chance to go to Jota, who, instead of shooting, tries to take it all the way around the edge of the box just to shoot from a worse angle. If one of those is taken by the forwards, we're 1-0
When was
inside 10 minutes.
Soboslai's chance? That one that he had a shot that was blocked.
That block by Nuno Mendes on Soboslai was unbelievable.
It was Pacho in the second half. Because like in the second half, I looked at the match momentum the other day.
Oh yeah, that was Pacho. Yeah.
If you look at the stats, match momentum wise, which I don't care, I don't know how much people read in stat, but I quite like it as a stat. From minute 45 to minute 90, Liverpool had all the match momentum, bar one or two little spare to PSG. We had them on the back foot. We were dominating them. And there was 3 moments where you'd see on the stats, we lose a bit, we lost a lot, and then we lost it all. The first part we lost was when Trent went off and Quanta went right back. We lost a bit. We were still dominating the game, but we lost a bit in terms of the right-hand side threat. We became very left-hand side dominant. And when you've got Diaz and Robertson there, it's not the greatest. And then when McAllister went off at the start of extra time, our match momentum dropped by half. PSG starts to get back into the game. Even our attacking spells weren't as long, weren't as dominant. And then when Soboslai went off for the last 15, we didn't attack. We had no sort of thing. So
and then before Nuno stepped up to take the penalty, you went to negative, right?
Yeah, the moment Nuno. But I don't disagree with how we set up. I think that there was some really good defending from PSG, some really unlucky moments going forward from us, and I think the big thing that we learned from that game was it was a showcase of who is ready and who isn't ready. What?
But that's my point, Bashar. This would have to work with every week. You're an Inter fan, so obviously you know. If we just played, here's the thing that just overtakes all of this Tom bullshit monologue he just gave, which is amazing, amazing kumbaya monologue. But had we started with the four midfielders formation, and we're just a little bit chill, I'm not asking for us to do Simeone low block. I swear I'm not. I'm just saying, bro, you went to Paris, you won 1-0. Just chill out a little bit. Why all the gung-ho stuff? Isn't this the same stuff that you guys complained about last season? Oh, Klopp's football is too gung-ho and blah, blah, blah. We need to be a bit more controlled. Like, why
weren't we Anfield? Husam, it's Anfield. That's the problem.
That's
the problem. The players, Slot hates it. But when it comes to Anfield, I think he's even realised whatever he says to the players, they try and do. But then you're on the back foot and the fans rile you up. And then Trent starts playing long balls. You've got, Salah starts to just make runs in behind, and the control, we just lose it. We haven't got the personnel like PSG do in midfield to keep the ball in the way they do. So when you've got 2 runners out of 3 in the midfield, so you've got Gravenberch and Soboslai that ultimately are better. One's better off the ball, one's better on the ball, but they do well in transition. They do well when they can turn and run in space. That's what the game's going to have to be. And unless Slot decided, yeah, you know what, we're just going to give them the ball and counter, right? When we had the ball, we had to make it a game that was back and forth and hope to go and score. And when we didn't score, ultimately, that's just what happened. We got caught on the first counter.
To unsettle PSG. We had to try and throw them off their game, because if they can get into their rhythm, they will pen us in, because they are a much better technical team than us. In that first 60 minutes, In fact, no, I'd say right up until Trent went off. How many times did we watch Donnarumma kick it out for the throw-in? Or Marquinhos overhit a pass out for the throw-in? We were causing them problems. We were unsettling them. We didn't take our chances. And the one moment he scored from was the one moment where there wasn't a communication. Because McAllister goes to join the press. Szoboszlai then goes to cover Trent's man because Trent goes to step up onto Nuno Mendes, who was already being covered by Salah. And Gravenberch goes to step up on the man that McAllister was supposed to be covering. And then there's just this massive gaping hole which no one reads. And they hit us on it, which is a mistake that happens. It happens in football matches. So we were unlucky to get punished. Canati nearly makes the block and we nearly get away with it. But it is what it is. But I don't see how you can expect Liverpool to come to Anfield. And because if you're saying you'd set up with the four midfielders, it would naturally... I don't think that fixes the press, for one, because you don't press the same way with the four midfielders. You don't cause PSG the same problems with the four midfielders. You are naturally inviting more pressure. We got away with it in Paris because Alisson Becker had the game of his life. I'm willing to bet an awful lot of money. Alisson Becker is not going to put in the perfect 180 minutes. There would be a moment where PSG get a goal, and then all of a sudden...
Should we have brought on Kelleher before the penalties?
No.
I think so. In hindsight, you can say yeah.
No, but you know, I was saying this like even before hindsight. Alisson is so shit at saving penalties. He really is.
No, he might be, but the thing is, it's one of those ones. You know, if we had done that, and then Kelleher lets every single shot in, we'd be saying, "Oh, he didn't even get a run of games. We just brought him on." There's always that.
You know that Vitinha penalty lives in my head rent free. I swear. 100%. That penalty is the worst penalty I have seen in my life.
Alisson does everything.
And the worst part is, it wasn't even powerful. It was so slow. It felt like that.
It went like next to his ankle as well. It was like it was so close to his ankle. I was like,
Alisson knows what to do. He's waiting. He's waiting.
Yeah.
And then at the last second, for some reason, he shits himself and commits to the right, which is why if you watch it back in slow motion,
and he committed right in the correct spot.
No, because it goes left. I'm doing it by the keeper side, so he commits to his right when it goes to his left. But he's waited so long that all he has to do is wait another half second. And it'll be the simplest save. But he commits after waiting so long, and then he has to try and get back across. That's why he gets a weak hand to it. But he done everything right. And it is.
I don't blame Alisson for that. It's not that
anyway.
easy a save, I don't think.
We couldn't have made the sub anyway, though, because we'd used all of them.
One thing I'd say to Tom's
could have
point,
just pretended Alisson had a concussion or something. Just get
no, we could have got that verge to like knock him over or something, and he could have, yeah. To Tom's point though, one thing I think worked better in the game, right, is when Liverpool just went a bit more direct and started to go long ball, and I do think we could have this is again in hindsight, we could have unsettled them as well, going to what Husam's saying, by sitting off a bit more and countering them, because Liverpool, I still believe, are the best team when it comes to counter-attacks and transitions. If you give Liverpool enough chances to counter and transition, we will create chances. Even against PSG in the first game, although they dominated the ball, there were so many times where Salah got the ball, you just got to play the correct pass and it's a goal. Like Luis Diaz got an open goal there and he doesn't do it. Or Szoboszlai misplaces the pass. And I think man for man, we'd all agree we would crap against you. I mean, from an attacking standpoint, obviously at the part of the Prance, I think if we had done that same thing but countered, I think we would have countered a bit better. I think man for man, we were better all over the pitch, like in terms of our overall level, and I think we could have caused them some problems.
I just don't think at Anfield, because what you got to remember about that first leg is there was moments in that game when it was about 7-8 minutes of PSG penning us into our own final third, and we could not get out. Now, that works in Paris because it's not our fans getting antsy, it's their fans getting antsy going, why the fuck can't we score? Why is the keeper doing this? If that was at Anfield and they're pinning us in and we can't get out, you're going to have 50,000 people going, oh, for fuck's sake, it's happening again, just get out, nervous
energy.
Do
you think, but to that, no, I hear that, but do you think Liverpool would be as bad in transition? So the difference was that when Liverpool won the ball, fair enough, I don't think so, because when Liverpool won the ball against PSG in the first game, the problem is that we just couldn't keep the ball. Like we couldn't. The pass to get out. I remember Gravenberch just kicking the ball off the pitch. Like he just Salah's there, but he kicks it to no one, and it just goes off the pitch, and then he actually comes off subsequently to Endo. I think in that game, in the home game,
I think we're just back at the point that we were last year, where the transition game is gone. Not gone, but it's become a lot more inconsistent because players are back to making incorrect decisions again. Because we still had a lot of good transition moments in the second leg, and the one that I stick back on, and I still don't know why people aren't talking about this. Mohamed Salah beats Nuno Mendes, plays it through the gap for Luis Diaz to hit it on his left foot, one-on-one with the keeper, and he takes this stupid touch, goes back onto his right foot, back into traffic.
Yeah. The left foot one. The one thing I'd say, because again, people know I like Luis Diaz, but he's been crap recently. That game he was probably the best forward on for Liverpool, and that touch there was plenty of, and that touch, when ultimately what happens is if that ball comes across and he hits it first time, he probably misses. He probably misses because you got the momentum of the keeper coming to that direction, and Donnarumma's massive, and you've got the defender as well, and he's not hitting that with the laces. It's just going to be an instep.
Donnarumma's shit.
Yeah, no, but you say that, but he's massive.
But he's no crap. He could have palmed it out and we got a tap in. You never know.
No, maybe so. But for me, when he's cut back in and played it, I think personally there was enough time for Salah to hit it first time. And what Salah does is that he then takes a touch. So when that ball's come back in, because the momentum shifts that way, there's two players that have come with him to obviously close down that space, along with the keeper. When he's played that in, Salah, I've seen Salah just hit it first time. We've seen it. He hits it first
near
time.
Near post goals. Yeah, he does that.
And obviously, in hindsight, I would agree. I'd want him to shoot as well. But when you look back on it, like, but Salah could have scored there as well. And it was just there were so many times where even Diaz drew two players to him, cut inside, played the ball to Salah, and Salah's like, all right, you're now 1v1. Do something. You're only there with Mendes. All the centre backs are this side, and he just didn't do anything. Or when he did, good save, or do you know what I mean, just missed, like when you cut inside. And
if Diaz stayed on side, we win that game.
Yeah, I think one thing I was disappointed about. I think PSG. I think they're vulnerable aerially. I think we saw it in the first game. Obviously, the goal came from that. But there was like a free kick where they were playing extremely high line. We got in pretty close. I think I can't remember who was Jota or someone who hit it first time. And there were opportunities. Like Jota had a header in the first half, which he put wide or put over. Quansah obviously with the header. So I'm surprised. Maybe the guys just didn't feel that the opportunity to present themselves. But I think there were, like, what's his name? He's not the best aerial centre back. He's a decent centre back, Marquinhos, but in the air, I think he can be found wanting. And I don't think we have targeted that area of the pitch enough. Because I think we could have got some joys from second balls and knockdowns and things like that, if not direct attempts at goal.
The thing
that was a bit of an opportunity.
We brought on the guy for that. We brought on Nunes for that, and he was fucking wank. Like the
thing is, that's not his game. The thing is, I know he's like almost 6 foot, maybe he's just touching.
Football's not his game. Football's not his game.
Yeah, but he's running that. Their ball over the top needs to be a ball into space. It's not on the floor ball into it like Drogba. He doesn't do that. He's not great. Even again, the chance he created for Elliott, I was surprised at that. We all thought he was going to mess that up.
Yeah, it's beautiful play by him. I look back at the game.
I least want him to communicate though. I'm watching them 20 minutes ago. We're on a break, and I'm watching Nunes leave it for Diaz, who's left it for him, and I'm just going, "What the fuck is going on?"
Oh yeah,
I couldn't believe Nunes. I couldn't believe Nunes did that. Like I can't. He's seen Diaz coming. Like I don't get it.
I blame
He rates himself so little. He thought he was offside.
I blame Darwin so much.
No, but the worst thing about it is it's not that he's won. It's not that the ball's bounced and he's just stopped running. He's made the run towards the ball that makes Luis Diaz like, you're in my space now. I've got to come into the centre, and then he just stops halfway through.
And then he stops. Yeah.
Our best bit of play was when the goal that we scored that was offside.
But that weren't even. We say that was the best bit of play. That was just Trent doing it all on his own.
Yeah, but that's what me and Jerry have had.
Rebound and passing.
This is why me and Jerry and Sam team up on K-Mac and Mike all the time, because that's what you need Trent for in them situations. Yeah. What I think our game went downhill when Trent went off.
Oh, massively.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Trent was exceptional defensively and going forward. That, yeah, look, it was just unlucky. I can't blame Diaz too much for being offside. You know, he's just not got that intelligence about
I'll
it.
always
No,
blame.
but-
I'm sorry. I'll always
the thing
blame a
is-
foul for being offside. Look at the
But
line,
the thing
man.
is, the offside thing's not there, all right? Like it's not like he was offside 20 times, but one thing he was in that game, it was constantly a threat, and what he did, he kept Hakimi back. Hakimi didn't do anything from an attack. He couldn't get. Mendes was able to run. Mendes was able to go and run through the center and not stop it because Salah can't take on his man. That's the biggest issue. That's the biggest issue because ultimately, if you had your winger keeping your fullback honest, we're able to push them back and create space.
But Jerry, Diaz in that first half was so shit. Let's not undo. Let's not try and second half.
I don't
he was
think.
better.
I
But
don't.
First half,
don't
every
think
time
he
he tried
was.
to get, every time he tried to go on a run, he'd take 2 touches and then the third one would be behind him and he'd lose all his momentum to go pick up the ball again and he'd get back into space. Salah wasn't beating Mendes enough.
Fucking hell.
Salah wasn't beating Mendes enough, and that happens.
He's done it once, but he done but ultimately, you know, with Salah's being isolated out wide, right? And they're saying, yeah, we're going to leave Mendes 1v1 against him.
Jota and Nunes were like worse than the two of them, but I just think
but
was worse than Salah in the
no, I don't.
moments.
But the thing is, I don't think so. If you look, ultimately, right, as a winger, you don't. The forward's got the benefit of the doubt. Reason why is because he can attack a player 10 times, and 9 out of 10 times, the defender could do his job, and the winger can get at him. And I saw Diaz multiple times getting behind Hakimi, cut inside, and then play a pass into Salah, and Salah's now 1v1, right? And that's what we want to get Salah in, really. That's the system.
But did he though? Because I remember him doing it in the second half, but in the first half, I wasn't seeing anything off him.
No. He 100% did, because in the first half, that's why I think our attacking was the best. Like, as in our attacking as a team was just better. The problem you've got is that Salah in the first half, yes, he beat Mendes and they actually created the chance, right? But after that, there was nothing from him.
I think we're going to go back and forward on this at the end of the day.
Yeah,
we're out of the competition.
It comes down to what you value. Right. I know what Jerry likes out of a winger, and I know what I like out of a winger. I think me and Jerry like different things from wingers.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I look at what Salah was doing, and I think that Salah's game was marred by the fact that no one else got the goal, because there was a number of chances and a number of opportunities that he created that just get forgotten about because the efforts afterwards, or the players who picked up the ball afterwards, made a stupid decision and it didn't lead anywhere. Like I said earlier, in the 9th minute, he's beaten Nuno Mendes. He beat Nuno Mendes about 5 times, and something always happened after he beat him. But he beats Nuno Mendes and plays it to Jota on the edge of the box. And Jota should just turn, get out his feet in one touch and turn and shoot. Because he's right on the edge of the box. He's in a position where he can go either foot. It's the ideal position you want for Diogo Jota. Instead, Jota takes a touch, turns, and then runs from like this corner of the box all the way along to the other side. Near enough runs into Diaz and hits this crap left-footed shot miles over the bar. And everyone's sitting there going, "Oh, for fuck's sake!"
But the problem is, obviously he's not left-footed, right? So he's like, in that situation, he's like, I need to get my shot off, but I need to get as close to the goal as possible. The defender just marshaled him wide. And ultimately, that's what you want your centre-back, your defender, to do, is to stop him coming in field and show him out wide. So he has to, at one point, he's got to take the shot. But you know, if he takes the shot down the middle, it's like a Nunes shot. He just takes a shot, it gets blocked. And you're like, all right, well, counter-attack. You know what I mean? Like, literally, that's what was happening.
Yeah, before we depress the 500
like
people watching us, there's no need to talk about PSG anymore. We've spoken about that game enough now. The segment was 30 minutes longer than I wanted it to be. You get me? So let's look forward to a trophy we can actually win this Sunday against Newcastle. So before we start getting the preview, big up every single one of you guys. Make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you guys are subscribing. Big up everyone who likes the video. Big up everyone who subscribes. I do want to look forward to Newcastle. Before I do that, once again, to everyone watching, don't send me any super chats today. Anything that you want to send, go to the community post, go to my latest post, and please go to the GoFundMe of Patrick and send him, the help that he needs. He's obviously struggling with cancer right now. Remember, we will be doing 6 p.m. to midnight on Tuesday, inshallah, charity stream. And we're going to be doing the GoFundMe as well on that stream for him. Inshallah, he gets to 15K by then, so he can go get cancer therapy in Turkey. Obviously, he's one of the guys that you guys have seen on the channel multiple times, the City fan, as you guys know, quite shameless, but some things are a lot bigger than football, you guys. You know, of course, we're a community, we're a family over here, so go donate to him, go show him love. And let's talk Liverpool Newcastle. Raks, I'm starting with you because you've been a lot quiet. I've been interacting with the whole chat instead of interacting with Tom Little.
No, it's just been reliving this. Like I said, I genuinely thought we had a really good chance of winning it this season. And look, as far as PSG are concerned, they kind of reminded me the energy and the bravery that they showed kind of reminded me of like early stage clubs Liverpool. So in some ways, if we're going to go out to a team, I don't necessarily mind going out to them. It was just a bit sad. I do hope they go on and win it because I think the quality of the football they showed in the tie against us, and we are one of the best teams in England, best teams in Europe.
Raks, they've got to play Real Madrid.
They deserve to go through. But
they've got to play Real Madrid.
Sure.
So we've seen the judge that Real Madrid are pulling out the tournament.
And I know, but I hope they can get past them. And look, we've still got things to play for this season. The league is pretty much in the bag, and so if we end up winning the Carabao Cup as well, I'm not going to be sad at how the season's going to be ending. I'm going to enjoy every moment of it, but at the same time, it's very important that we win this tournament on Sunday. Sorry, because and every trophy counts, and whilst it wasn't the be all and end all of this season, just to take and the Premier League alone would have been more than enough for me. But if we can do a double, I'm not going to say no. And it's it will piss everybody off a little bit more as well because they'll be thinking, Liverpool, they can only win the Premier League this season. But no, there's more to do it, and we have to show it on Sunday.
This game's going to be interesting because both teams got their injuries going into it. I think Newcastle have lost their whole left hand side, don't they? Two arguably their better players this season as well in Lewis Hall and Gordon. Liverpool obviously got no Trent, no Conor Bradley on the right-hand side of the pitch. I don't know what Liverpool are going to do there. I've got a wild theory what I think he will play right back. I think Curtis Jones might play right back for the final. I think he'll play in that position, in my opinion. But this game's going to be difficult. Liverpool just had two very extremely difficult games. Coming through Southampton when we didn't play well to eventually get the win. Difficult game against PSG. Newcastle had a bit of time off. It's a big pitch as well. Isak is obviously the man in form, arguably the most informed striker in Europe. The most wanted striker in Europe as well at this moment in time. But Liverpool better than Newcastle. And if Liverpool just play how Liverpool should, they should get this game done pretty comfortably, in my opinion. It's going to be interesting in a midfield battle because Newcastle have got a good midfield. That left-hand side, I think, is going to just be an issue for Newcastle for the whole game because Anthony Gordon, I know people don't rate him that highly. I wanted Anthony Gordon in the summer. I think he's a very good footballer. I don't think he gets the credit he deserves because his name's Anthony Gordon. And Lewis Hall has been one of the best left-backs in the league. So it's going to be a giant miss.
And
I don't
one either. Who's the left centre back?
Yeah, and Botman's missing as well. So arguably, this might be a wild one as well because the size of the pitch is a big pitch. I think Darwin should start up front and not Jota for this game. And
I don't start both of them. I don't start both of them. I'd rather
another Diaz up front.
Diaz. But 100%. It's not even a debate. It's Diaz.
Gakpo fit enough,
or Jones.
Fit enough.
Then I don't know why he's not fit enough. He's only missed like 2 games, but anyway, or 2 weeks. Sorry, but then play Jones there innit, and play Kwanzaa at right back.
I don't like Darwin, by the way, guys. Don't get this wrong. I don't want Darwin at my football club. I also don't want Diaz at my football club. No,
Jamie, Darwin can't handle pressure situations at the best of times.
No, but
the man would literally shit himself on the football pitch.
I'm just looking at 2 players at the moment as strikers in Jota and Darwin, and Jota's obviously the better footballer, we all agree with. But his form this season, I don't think it's been spoken about enough. It's been terrible. Even before the injury at the beginning of the season, he was off it. I saw. I can't believe that stat today. I saw that he ain't scored in Champions League in 4 years, which is a madness. I do think Jota gets away with it a little bit. I don't know how you guys feel about this. I don't think Jota gets away with his form a little bit because we called him this goal scorer, this predator in the box. So I think he does get away with his form at times. Darwin's dog shit. I just feel like with Darwin's pacing behind, right?
No, but
the only thing I think with Darwin's pacing behind, with Diaz on the left-hand side and Mo on the right, would be a little bit more threatening.
I cannot put myself through Diaz Nunes again.
The thing is, it's not that. The thing is, that's not the problem you've got. Right, that works if they're spacing behind. Unless Liverpool go down to no, they won't. They're going to sit in. They're going to sit
not
in.
at a big pitch at Wembley. It's harder to sit in.
Yeah, but they will do that. Eddie Howe's not going to go and try to tell Dan Burn and.
Unpopular opinion: would you be more devastated if we lose this Sunday than after Wednesday?
100%.
Yeah, it's a cup,
and it's Newcastle.
No way! What is the Champions League? A cup also.
No, it means it's in a final. It's a final. Yeah.
It's a cup final. I get to hold the trophy on Sunday.
Yes.
No, yeah, I don't know. I think Nunes works if there's space. If there's space, Jamie. I think if there's no space, you're better off just playing Jones there and playing.
I think Curtis Jones might play right back.
I think Curtis Jones was crap against PSG, and I'm not trying to play him right now. Can I give you an unpopular opinion? A very unpopular opinion.
Go for it.
I think the key to winning this game is starting Endo. But you want to know what I would do with Endo? I would start him in the 6, and I would tell him to look at this guy crying.
It's just tough.
Tom, you already know I'm superior when it comes to ball knowledge. Anything you've said in the
Sam, you know how much I like Ricardo Endo, but the man.
Let me tell you why. Can I tell you why?
A meaningful game this season, and you want
to tell you why?
Final.
Can I tell you why? I want him to man mark the shit out of Isak. So even with Konate and Verge there, I just want Endo to be in front of them. Every time, yes, go on, Jamie. Every time that Isak wants to control the ball and chest it down, I want Endo to be there kicking the shit out of him. That's what I want.
He won't be able to handle it.
Okay, guys, let's be honest. With no Anthony Gordon, is Isak not their only threat? Yes or no?
Sam, you lose the midfield.
Barnes is quite good to be.
Oh, shiver me timbers, Harvey Barnes. There you are.
He's quite decent. I'm not saying he's great, but he's quite decent. I just don't know. Where are you starting Endo at right back? Is that where you're starting?
No. I'm starting Endo in the 6.
No, that's like DM.
But I'm telling him, look, every time Isak gets the ball, your job is to tackle the shit out of him. This is you, Endo, today. Do it.
Tom, which one? Endo in DM starts or Jamie suggests Nunes starts up front? You have to pick one.
I'll be honest with you, Endo and DM ain't even a bad idea.
I'm going with Endo all day long, by the way.
Let's go.
Based on the way that Husam was just described.
Imagine after all this, Slot starts Chiesa.
That's the least fucking likely thing here. Fucking hell. He probably won't even be allowed to go to Wembley.
He'll be there smiling. He'll be there to make a wish.
Before fit Chiesa, bro. It's actually insane.
If you're doing it on the basis of I've got to do it the way Husam said or the way Jamie, I'd rather do what Jamie said because at least that makes sense. If we play Endo, man marking Isak, we're playing a back 5, and then we're letting Joe Linton, Bruno G, and Tonali up against Szoboszlai, who wants to bomb forward, and McAllister, who is at points just going to be left on his own like fucking Jon Snow, fighting off all these fucking physical midfielders running at him with a sword. Because
no, but then I'd play Szoboszlai inverted left winger. 4 midfielders.
Who's up front then?
Salah and whoever you want. They're all crap anyway.
No, for
Salah
me,
and one of the 4 crap ones.
I'm trying to make out the team in my head here. So you want a midfield 4 of
Tom, the same. Okay, City away. We inverted Jones, right?
No, we didn't. No one was inverted.
He played 2 and 2, didn't he?
Yeah. Diaz was
edgy. Yeah, but that's what I would do. I'd play Jones as the full striker and him having Szoboszlai there, and then that way Jones can just cover midfield. I think we can beat them if we keep the ball. If we keep the ball, if we just keep the ball, we on that pitch. If you just got the technicians on the pitch that can just keep the ball, the top players will just do the business. I don't think we need to worry about what they're gonna do, what Isak's gonna do. If you stop that supply and you stop Greenwich and Tonali getting on the ball and being able to spread long balls, or limiting them to just that long ball over the top. Konate and Virgil will eat that up.
I've spent the last 20 minutes having a moan about Luis Diaz, but this game is made for him in the false nine because he can actually he can cause Dan Bain and Fabian Shaw problems.
You're actually not a normal human being. Like you're genuinely.
because
like,
you know what?
you're the most like you're the most unique character
I hate
I've
him
met
as a
in my life.
I hate
I
him
have
as a
lived in
footballer.
3 countries. I have traveled all over the world, and you're the most unique character I've met in my life.
Sam,
You spent the last 40 minutes shitting on Luis Diaz,
Yeah.
and you're like, this game suits him tomorrow.
Yes,
Like,
because
how
this is the game
how
for him.
normal?
Do you know what I've got? Do you know what I've got?
Even Kathy's calling you out, and she's like
I have-
50, and she's had enough
I
years.
have a shovel of dog shit. I have a bag of dog shit, and I've got a mound of dog shit. I'll play the least amount of dog shit, the one that could potentially not cause me as many problems. Diaz in the false nine is the most technically secure guy there, and he's the guy who has a decent amount of pace. So if we need to play him in behind down the line, he can go do it. Jota lacks
So
the pace.
who's centre back for Newcastle? Dan Burn and who?
Fabian
Shaw.
Shaw.
So okay.
Who's the left back that Lewis Hall is injured?
Tino Livramento will go left back and Trippier will go right back.
I can't lie to you.
Play
Salah.
Diaz on
Trippier.
Trippier. Play Diaz on Trippier. Just play.
Yeah, Trippier is
play
a weak
Jones.
point.
You play Jones. You just put Jones in the middle. If you don't want to play Nunes, you don't play Jota. You just put Jones in the middle, and then when we just defend, it's that 2 up top with Szoboszlai and Jones. You know they can run. You know they're powerful, and you know if Jones can drop in and then act as an extra midfielder.
Trippier's a liability. Jerry's right. Trippier's a liability, man.
That's
target
not
him.
the way I'd target Trippier though. I'd want Gakpo on him, so because we're not going to attack down the left.
Gakpo won't play.
Yeah, but I'd rather him give me 60 minutes where he doesn't need to touch the ball much, because all I want from Gakpo is we are obviously going to come down the right-hand side. When we attack, it'll get to Szoboszlai, it'll get to Salah, and Salah will be picking that ball up right on the edge of the box in that weird, zone 14 that he likes, where it's
Zone
right
14.
on the corner.
Zone 14. What the hell have I just heard?
I know.
What the hell? Is that a film? Is that a
Down.
quarantine zone? What are we-
I know.
Area 51, Zone 14.
Yep. Zone
Zone
14 is a wonderful
14,
thing that
man.
Arnie Slaughter's taught me, which he apparently loves.
What the
Basically,
fuck is Zone 14, man?
I was just-
That's
I-
where I parked. That's where I parked.
The thing is,
Zone 14.
as
Yeah,
Tom was speaking, I was like, yeah, that right-hand side pocket. Everyone knows. I heard zone 14, and I
Zone
was like,
14.
yeah, if Sam lets you bring up a tactical board, I'll explain what I mean.
Go for it.
Yeah, no,
Zone
Tom,
14.
I'm with you. I know Zone 14, but yeah, it's just, I'm not sure this is the show to bring that up.
Let me bring it up first. I'm not even sharing my screen yet. You gotta at least let me bring it up.
oh my god.
Thank you.
So
Zone
The
14
area in front of the penalty.
Zone
Yeah,
14 is this area here. Which
Why
is
is it 14?
Hey, I know that it's the final
because
third.
it's basically right.
Just
I'm trying to remember how it is.
Just step in the grids.
It's like
step in
one.
the grids.
That's zone 1, and then
Your
zone
final
2 is
third.
this. Zone
back
3
area.
is this. Zone 4 is there.
Fucking hell,
And then
Tom,
you
you've
got-
actually memorised the whole bloody thing.
Yeah. Then you got 5, and then I think it's like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and it's split into
What the
15 zones.
Fuck
And
is it?
all Slot wants is his philosophy is to get the ball into this area right here, with either there or there. Which is why when you look at all the good goals that we scored this season, look at Fulham. Fulham's the prime example. Salah gets the ball there, just crosses it in. That's what we need to do on Trippier, because Trippier is small and slow. So if Gakpo's running off him when Salah's just crossing the ball there, he'll be unmarked on the blind side of Fabian Shaw, who's not the greatest in the air anyway, to tap it home. And I want to get my second best goal scoring guy on the
I
edge.
tell you what, I
only
can't
problem-
wait.
I must admit, Tom-
I can't wait till I tell my missus that I'm going to Zone 14 with her tonight. You know what I mean?
Oh, God.
What is Zone 14? This is just
Fuck
madness.
you, no.
This is just madness. I know that Zone 14, I know, is the final third. Isn't that correct? The final third?
Technically, the final third's got about 5 zones in it.
5 zones in it.
yeah.
That's what it is.
Zone is the
explained.
final third. What is football
That-
become, man?
No, but you see,
My
my problem with if we try to play like that, right?
Jesus.
It reminds me of what we used to do with when Hendo used to do that ball into the box, right? Is if a team sits in, the ball has to be perfect. There's no space. It works best when we counter. So if we're countering, Salah does that and plays those passes in. We've seen in the past, I think Diaz has scored there against Spurs when he makes that run. We've seen Gakpo score the back post header. If we're getting the ball and Newcastle are like in a low block, and Gakpo, all we know, the only thing he's got is the cutting inside and the shooting like Rashford, and maybe it's a back post cross. There's no, I'm going to go down the byline. There's no, we're going to keep it. And then he's just going to cut. And if he's doing that and it's like, they're all their midfielders and they're just packed in, it's like a 4-5-1. It's just going to be non-existent. I think we're better off bringing him on if we need it in transition.
I don't think Gakpo's effective off the bench though, because I think
you're right.
If you're he has to start, because even if you're saying Newcastle sit deep, they will not be sitting as deep as they will be in the 60th minute if they're drawing, which is the only reason to bring Gakpo on.
Why is Darwin better in zone 1 than he is zone 14?
Because Darwin Núñez lacks a brain.
You know what I mean?
So I found this kid on the doldrums of the football terrace. Doing shows with Vel, and then I promoted him to be a main character. And here he is. He's no longer an NPC.
By the way, all I'm going to say is if on Sunday Mohamed Salah puts in a cross from zone 14 and Gakpo scores on the back post, I want the biggest fucking apology from everyone here. Especially
I'll be the first to do it. I'll come on and say, you know what, zone 14 exists. But right now, I don't believe in zone 14. It's a conspiracy.
So anyway, guys, let me just put it in normal terms for everyone in the chat. None of this utter woke nonsense that Tom is saying. I think I do think. Look, obviously Newcastle.
You say utter woke nonsense. I say just basic tactical understanding of the game.
It wasn't basic.
You know what you remind me of? You remember when Brendan Rodgers was doing a press conference and one guy came to him and started saying all this edgy shit that you tacticals said? He just said okay to it. You want to know why? No one uses that terminology. You want to know what Slot says? Get into the box. That's what Slot says. No one says this is zone 14 bullshit. Jerry, you work in coaching. Have you ever told someone get to zone 14?
I haven't, and I've done my badges. That's what I was.
There you go. He's done your badges. No one has ever said go to zone 14. You're a bum.
The pocket. I've heard final third. This little area.
Penalty area. 18 yards. Many names. Never zone 14 ever.
I've just seen a picture. I've just seen a picture on Liverpool's tactical dugout thing that they show the players when they're coming on, and it does actually say zones on it. It does actually say zones on it.
For the small footballers, that's how they'll break it down.
It probably says zone 1,
no,
2, and 3.
Tommy's right. I have heard zone 14 mentioned, but it was just the fact that you're mentioning it when you're half drunk. You've just come in from the pub. I find that
I'm more than half drunk. Yeah, I'll be honest. I'm seeing two of you.
He's seeing Rak.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm seeing one running down the left and one running down the right. I need someone to go in the middle.
Wow.
It's like 2 racks. Thing is with this, anyway. Thing is with the game this Sunday, I do think Newcastle will be a tough opponent for us. They ain't easy. They have a midfield like just.
Why is Ryan unblocked? I thought we blocked him again. Did we not hit?
No, we never got to the 100.
Poor Ryan.
I've just got him chatting shit about how Arteta's a better tactician and shit. Be harsh, man.
Anyway, when it comes to the game this Sunday, I do think we'll have a very tough opponent on our hand. Their midfield is built like a bunch of Royal Rumble wrestlers. It's just very difficult to deal with. Their pace and power is on some next level shit. I do think the fact Gordon doesn't play suits us. The fact Hall doesn't play suits us, because I think you could actually say Hall has been one of the best players, like actually in his position in the league this season. So I think it's obviously good that he's not playing this Sunday. But I do still think Newcastle have an absolutely horrendous record at Wembley. Like, horrible record. Absolutely horrible record. And Wembley is also called Anfield South. Now, given the fact what Anfield did to me on Tuesday, I don't know if that's a good thing, mate, at this point in time. But I do think we need to tactically beat Newcastle. We can't beat them with pressing because they press a lot better than us. We don't want to beat them with running around because they will run around a lot more than us. I think we need to be smarter, more intelligent, and we need to pick our moments. We need Salah to be on his A game because he's our only hope from that front line since Gakpo is still limping. But I do feel confident about this game. I do think we will end up being Carabao Cup champions this Sunday, but we have to outsmart them and out-tactic them. If we get into a running game with Newcastle, just put their name on the trophy. Just put their name on the trophy. They can outrun the shit out of us. I think, like, pace and power purely, their midfield beats all our midfield for pace and power. Like, I think Szoboszlai would struggle with pace and power compared to them.
Actually is all right against them. Not against Joe Linton. Joe Linton bullies him, but the other two we can handle.
I think we win comfortably.
He just needs to release the ball a little bit quicker sometimes, Jones. Like there are times when it's good to hold on to it, especially when you're getting harassed and stuff. But you need to pick and choose your moments. And he's made big strides forward, and I think he's come from a position where a lot of fans kind of questioned him. So I think he's a valued member of our squad. But there just are times when he needs to play a little bit quicker, and then I think he can go to the next level again.
Yeah, I think it's just. I think with him, it's just the run of games, isn't it? I think if he just obviously he has injuries, he picks up silly things. I think if he was just playing week in, week out, you'd see like the best of him. The same way we've seen with Grab. I think if you compare it to last season, I think in terms of keeping the ball, it's a weird one. In at the Parc des Princes, he came on and he looked like the best player on the pitch when he came off for Liverpool. Anyway, he tried to do the same thing in the return leg, but again, he's coming on in the second bit of extra time or whatever. And he just looked rubbish. So it was just for me, it's like, look, if he's going to do it, just play him, because you'll keep it, and that's the one thing you kind of need. But I feel like you need more players on that wavelength, because if like you had put Jones in a team that just wants to keep it and everyone's keeping the ball, it look a bit different. Because Liverpool play on transition, it's like you want him to release it because that's where Liverpool create the opportunities. So it's like catch-22.
I love Kathy. She's just perpetually mad. I love this, Kathy. I'm with you. Fuck FSG. Big up, Kathy. And this is how you know Jenny watches the channel. This is me on a watch along when Curtis Jones has the ball in counter attack. Because he's just. I get what Jerry's saying, because I wanted Curtis Jones to play even against PSG. Keep the ball a bit smart. But sometimes when he's running on the counter attack and there's like 3 options and he doesn't take any of them, I want to pull my hair out and I just want to throw it on the ground. Like, I just want to go like. Throw it on the ground. Like, I'm so mad. It's just sometimes he overdoes it. I hear you, Jerry. He would cook for Pep and he's like a keep the ball guy 100%. And sometimes it's good to keep the ball, but if you overdo it,
because especially if your team that your game is on transition, you need it released quick, isn't it? Like 100%.
But like Slot wants midfielders more like Curtis Jones to play his style.
Yeah, but the problem.
But a lot quicker, I think he wants.
Yeah, a lot quicker, but he wants that sort of way of playing.
I think you can have that, but the problem you've got is if you've got one player like that, but you've got the rest that aren't like that, it then doesn't.
That's why you need a number 10 who can release it to the forward.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Whereas we've got players that, do you know what I mean? You've got
I think
a lot of them want to play on transition.
In his tactic, if you look at the way Slot speaks about English football, he constantly uses the term pace. It's a very quick.
He wants pace up front, don't he? He wants pace.
I think he realizes very quickly in this league, which is why Harvey Elliott doesn't play much. You can't get away without having a bit of pace in your midfield.
You have to.
If your midfield is full of slow technique kind of guys and there's not pace and power in there, you'll get eaten alive. Which is why I think when we're looking at this summer, I know it'll be a topic later on, but don't be shocked if again you're seeing Szoboszlai starting 10 next year, playing pretty much every game, because he's the only midfielder who can do that. He is. If he could,
Tom, do you know who the midfielder we like the most is?
I don't know. Or maybe I do, and I can't remember because I'm drunk. Go on.
No. Don't you actually don't know who's the midfielder that Liverpool like the most now? Like out of the ones that we're linked with.
I don't know, Baleba,
yeah, that's the guy.
Yeah, but someone with pace and someone who's
Liverpool love the shit out of Baleba. I'm telling you right now, that's a guy that we could genuinely get, by the way.
Yeah, as long as that's the only guy we get from Brighton, not that fucking stupid Joao Pedro. 6 goals in a season.
Tom is so angry, brother. It's not what I would do. It's who the club like. Why are you mad at me, mate?
Tom's
Because
taking
if you-
over me. Big up. Tom.
João Pedro's back. Oh, Kendall's here. Big up the tune, Kendall. Come on to a Liverpool.
Big up,
Big up.
big up, big up.
João Pedro is a good player, and I think if they're interested in him, I think that's because they think someone else is going to come and
Tom is
be the
angry
be
like
the main
I'm
goal
Michael
scorer.
Edwards. Habibi, I'm reporting the news. That's who we are fucking linked with. What am I
Do,
supposed
do
to
you know what it is? Do you
You're
know
the
what
guy
it is? You have
telling me
to.
the bad news, so you're guessing the anger about telling
He's
me the
not.
bad news.
João Pedro's
It's not-
not a number 9 though, is he? At the end of the day.
I mean, look. Is he like? I know you could say the bar's low. Is he going to be more available than Jota? He
Don't
probably
say
will.
better than Nunez, I beg you, because then we'll be here till tomorrow. Please don't go there, because using that
But
logic,
no,
one
I'm
flip data
But
is
listen,
better.
you can. But Husam, you can look at the glass half empty or half full, right? Do you want better than what you've got, or do you just not want, or do you just want to keep what you've got? So
Jerry, people
ultimately,
think I'm joking. When we sell Nunez, I'm fully running a party. I'm not even fucking joking.
no, but
I'm literally running a party on
Husam,
LinkedIn.
I want to be the first name on the invitation list.
You're
I'm
there.
here.
You're there.
Thank you.
Everyone's
Yeah, we're
invited.
there, man. We're all there. Yeah.
I'm bringing cigars. I'm bringing cake.
I've
I'm
got my
bringing
cigar as well. I've got my
food,
cigar
I'm
ready.
But we do like João Pedro because that's exactly the type of striker that Slot described.
Well,
No,
we know
like,
we know the
striker
striker we're buying.
the striker slot described. As
Tom,
the
he's
perfect
consistently
striker.
in zone 14. Why are you angry?
No, he isn't. He
He is?
He's
No,
zone-
he doesn't
he's
do zone
zone 13
14.
or
It must be
15.
zone 13 or 12. Is it 12? How does it? I don't know how it goes.
Well,
It's the other side.
No,
Yeah,
zone
what's
14
the zone
is
before
get to the box.
14?
So he's either in zone. I'm trying to remember if it's. I think he's either in zone 15 or 13. He's either too deep or off the left because of the way he wants to play.
But that's
Slot
how
wants a guy
Brighton
who'll
play,
be-
isn't it?
Slot wants a that's the way Diaz plays at the minute when he plays up front. But he's in zone 14 and 15 because he's naturally left wing. He wants to drift out wide. I think what Slot wants is a guy who can go get in the box in zone fucking 16 or whatever it is, and zone 14, which is Julian Alvarez. Just go and do whatever it
That's not
takes.
going to happen, Tom.
Oh
Do
my
whatever
God.
it
The
takes to
shake in
get him.
Tom's voice.
Do whatever it takes to get him. Oh, I'll do it. Honestly, I won some last summer. I would have done anything for him last summer.
Did I not
he-
tell you that there is a transfer that will break the internet? That was the transfer, by the way.
I
was
think there's a
the-
reason. I think there's a reason we didn't let Darwin Núñez go in January. Because Sam Maguire, by the way, Sam Maguire's been proven quite right about a lot of his transfers this year.
You think
and-
we're gonna send Darwin and money?
I don't know if we're going to get
You
Alvarez.
think Simeone's going to want Núñez?
I apparently so. I think
Simeone
Darwin
likes
would.
a mad bastard.
He would like a mad bastard.
No,
I actually
he-
think Darwin does all right over in Spain.
He likes a mad bastard, but he wants one with like cojones and balls in it. Pause. Like this guy shits himself at pressure. You know what I mean? No. What? One chance? You mean one chance, Simeone in a game?
I don't
You've got
think we
Núñez
get.
up front.
No,
I don't think it would get
no,
Alvarez, but I do think there was a
Simeone's
reason.
different now.
I don't think there was a
they
reason.
bought
we
him
didn't
for
sell him.
90 million. They bought him for 90 million, so they're gonna. I mean,
Yeah,
they're not
just
gonna
give
sell
him
him for
100 million and Nunez. Done.
No, he
It'll
don't
be
need to
Jota.
like-
It'll be Jota if anyone. It'll be Jota that goes.
It could be. I'd give
I don't think
them.
Núñez.
I'd
Núñez
give them
stays now.
875 and Jota.
I do
which
think
would
we're
be
going to buy a
about
striker.
120.
I do think as the summer comes, the first player we buy is a striker.
I think like
Núñez is
Yeah.
gone.
the thing is, I think I've got a feeling the only place he's going is on loan. Who's going to get him now? Unless Saudi come and get him, what team's going to want him?
You'd be
So-
shocked, Jerry. Actually, you'd be shocked to have any clubs all want him.
I don't think so. I really listen. The way you know.
Saudi is the one, man. Saudi is the one.
I think people look at Darwin.
Everyone else is going to pay pennies on the pound. They're going to pay peanuts, man. They're going to want to pay 30 million.
Oh yeah,
If Saudi, if we can get like a 60, 70 million from Saudi, to be honest, even if Saudi don't come in for him, whoever, if someone comes in and pays 40 million, drive him to the airport.
Also, Jenny, can I say
30
something?
million.
Plenty of people have made a lot about like Mo's reaction. I'm glad Mo did that because we need to stop babying this guy. And by the way, that's what started this whole Núñez sexual attraction thing anyway. The
Yeah,
bullshit
it's
with
just-
like people just babying him over and over and over again. When I came out from the beginning and said, "Yo, this guy missing too many chances," oh my god, and here we are. Like literally
Agent
3
Kate.
years later, everyone just says the same shit I said 3 years ago. We should never
No,
give him
but
number 9 as well.
Sam, but you also sometimes you can go a bit too early, right?
Yeah, but-
you can't just say that after the first game
So Sam,
as well, right?
Sam, he's
Everyone-
indirecting
and then
about the
question is
slot.
just it's that amount of time you give them.
Right.
Do you know what?
You're willing to give them 2 years. You're willing to give them a month and
Do you
a
know
half.
Do you know what's mad though? Darwin was still the most popular player at Anfield on Tuesday night.
Yeah, which is fucking
Oh,
mental.
God.
It's mad. I don't get it.
It's,
I
can't-
don't-
but
I don't
it's
get it.
an illness. It's an illness because what I've realized is if you can run,
It is an
and you're
illness,
agent,
Raks. He's
No.
cooking.
No, but it's true. If you can run and you show passion, it's like that's all you need to be a cult hero at Liverpool. That's all you need.
The funny thing is though, JJ, it's not though because Fabio Borini ran, Ricky Lambert ran. Fucking, I'm
Yeah,
no one
but
like
so-
that.
Ricky Lambert couldn't run.
Ricky Lambert ran.
but
You're
Dirk
quicker
Kuyt
than
I
him.
ran.
didn't run.
Dirk
He tried to
Kuyt
run.
ran
So
his
did
socks
Dirk.
off and was
Tom,
available
Tom,
every
so did
single
Dirk
game.
Kuyt. So did Dirk Kuyt. I thought,
Right, I'm not. Raks, you take that back right this very fucking
No,
second.
no,
Dirk
I-
Kuyt,
I-
that
I-
number
listen,
18
I-
right there.
No,
The
I'm
number
not
9
having
that
Dirk
was supposed
Kuyt,
to
man.
bring
I'm not
glory
having
to
it.
Liverpool.
I'll die on that hill, man.
Dirk
I'm
Kuyt
not a
scored in the
Dirk Kuyt
Champions
fan.
League
That guy was
final.
useless.
Dirk Kuyt scored in the Champions League final.
I'd have Dirk
Yeah,
Kuyt
we
start over
lost.
Darwin tomorrow. Definitely.
Same, by the way, even at his age.
I'd have
But-
Carroll start over Nunez.
I don't
though.
know.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, by the way, Carroll scored in the FA Cup final. Dirk Kuyt scored in a Carabao Cup final. Let's go.
that-
And
No,
again,
Darwin
gets-
not
Watch
forgetting
Darwin
the
get-
final.
You know Darwin's getting the winner on Sunday, don't you?
Is he fuck?
Oh my God, Enz is gonna call me, bro.
How many times have we said this? We always said, well, you've got a
300
tough game
million
coming up.
gazillion
Oh, yeah,
times.
you
bro.
know,
We're
know,
snagging him
we're
off,
gonna
and he's going to get the
I've
winner.
said this every game, and I got
And
it once. I got it
Yeah,
right
yeah,
once.
yeah,
That was the
yeah.
Brentford
Yeah,
game.
once.
I fancy
Brentford.
Darwin.
That's
I
it,
fancy
Brentford.
Darwin for this one. I fancy Darwin to come on and make an
You know,
impact. He
the thing
comes
is,
up,
Rex,
he
you know-
does fuck all.
Rex, you know, if Darwin gets the winner Sunday, we'll never get really end of it from the Darwin sexuals everywhere. You never get
Oh,
really end of it.
hell no, we're never gonna hear the end of
They're
it.
going to go, oh, he won the
till
cup for us.
Judgment Day.
He won the cup for us, and he's a Premier League champion as well. Have some respect.
How dare you do a celebration stream that he's gone? He
Jamie.
won us the Carabao Cup.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine that?
Jamie, that can't be the worry. The real worry with these Darwin sexuals would be if next season, for
Aren't you a
whatever
Darwin
reason,
sexual? What are
No.
you talking?
No,
Yes,
shut
you
up.
50
Okay,
beyond
so when the
terrible.
season started, Tom Little said he fell in love with Darwin Núñez off of clump. Did you not say that?
Hassam, I
You're
will say
liar.
that was a deranged man trying to delusional himself into hope, and it didn't work. But the real worry has to be if next year, for whatever reason, we could get 99 points and a team gets 100 points, but we don't win the Premier League title. The line will be, you could win one with Núñez and you can't win one without him. What does that say?
Oh,
100%.
oh, it's even worse.
No, what will
I think-
happen? No, what will happen? We'll drop points against Brentford, and we'll be like, if we had Nunez, we would have won the game.
Yeah.
Right, Robbie Fowler, we will be
Absolutely.
complaining about anything. You know what I mean? It's mad. It's mad.
Okay, guys, let's. I do want to talk about just a bit of transfers before we wrap up the stream. Big up to all of you guys watching. Make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you guys are subscribing. This has been a very enjoyable stream. You get me? So please hit the
It
like
started-
button.
it
Please subscribe.
It started off quite depressing with the PSG talk, but yeah, this whole talk about has been quite fun actually. So thanks.
So,
Yeah.
needed that.
Also, thank you guys so much
Zone
because
fun zone.
guys, can I segue us in peace? Thank you
No
guys
worries.
so much because we have hit 47.7k subscribers. Appreciate you guys. We're 300 subs away from 48k. Let's effing go. Big up to everyone locked in. I'll say this again for the third time this stream. Do not send a single super chat on the stream. Anything that you want to send to support the channel, go send it to Mr. Patrick, please. He is having bone cancer treatment in Turkey. He needs it. The GoFundMe is the latest post I have on my community page. Go to my community page, the latest post for Patrick, and go and donate to him. Forget about sending any super chats. There's no need. Big up to all of you guys, regardless. You all support the channel anyway. Anything that you want to donate
Sam,
today, please.
can I
go and
post the link
send it
in the chat?
to Patrick. Yeah. It's in the
Post it in the
community.
chat.
It's in the community anyway. But yeah, you can post it in the
Oh,
chat
okay.
as well. yeah.
I've also shared it on my Twitter. I think when I made a donation. So if you
Actually,
guys-
let me share it on the chat so I can pin it as well. I'll pin it as well for you guys on the chat now, so you can send, so you can go donate to Patrick. You guys, he's almost at 6k out of 15k, which is absolutely incredible, showing what the true football community is about. So I appreciate you all. So here, I shared it. It's in the. I'm gonna pin it as well now. Right here. I am going to pin message right here. It is now your pinned message. And khalas. Don't send me anything. Go send to Patrick, please, you guys. Appreciate you all, man. Appreciate you all. So there's only one guy to start this section with, Mr. Phillips. Diaz gone to Barca, according to Rumours, mate. It is your time to shine. Talk to
Hi,
me,
mate.
brother.
If he wants, I'll drive him, man. I'll even get a Ryanair ticket for him. No, I'm done with Luis Diaz. There was once a player there, and there's not no more. I'll be fair to him. I think the double knee injury really wrecked.
If only that unnamed player in his 30s wasn't allowed to play.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. That double knee injury wrecked him, man. What was it, 2 years ago? I think it just wrecked him a little bit, and he's not the player. I'll always credit Diaz to this. I think Diaz is technically a very good footballer, but his purple patches are too short. Like, Darwin can be good for this amount of time, and he looks phenomenal. Then for about this amount of time, he goes missing, and then again he comes back for about this amount of time. Where I'd want to play was just this for
yeah, but the thing is, you saying that, right? You saying that
it's true.
No, but that's fine. But what I'm saying, you saying that, we're talking about like that's consistency, and that's when you're talking about your Mane's. We're not gonna get. You're not gonna get.
Oh no, I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that. He's dog shit.
And I know, but what I'm saying is, you go and talk about, for example, speak about Anthony Gordon, right? Go talk to Newcastle fans. Kendall's in the chat. Go ask about Anthony Gordon this season. They're horrified with him this season.
Yeah,
they're
like, terrible this year. Terrible.
That's my point. That's my point. So when you're talking about these forwards, it's few and far between of getting ones that are just consistently really good.
Yeah,
what Liverpool benefited from is having. No. He isn't. But ultimately, what's happened is, when he was doing well in that purple patch, Gakpo wasn't that great, right? And then when Gakpo was really good, really good in terms of output and scoring goals and being really effective, and he ultimately was starting ahead of Diaz wasn't really good. And what's happened is Gakpo's gone injured, and now we're playing the guy that isn't really on form. If Gakpo was fit, Gakpo will probably be playing. And then you've got Diaz that's on the bench. So now you're looking at squad depth as opposed to...
I'll tell you something, Joe. Personally, I want them all upgraded on.
Someone from this chat just donated to Patrick. His name is Curtis Jones. You fucking morons. Bro, this community is the least serious community on YouTube. Someone just went donated to him, fucking called himself Curtis Jones. Like, the real Curtis Jones donated. You guys are so unfucking serious. You guys are so unserious. But
big up anyway. Big up
anyway, though. Yeah, anyway. No, look. Diaz isn't a baller, Tarnish. He ain't been a baller for a while. He was a baller. He's just not no more. And that's fine to say, guys. It's okay to say that Diaz isn't that player anymore. There's nothing wrong with it. But we want to move on.
But when you're saying what player, this is where I kind of disagree.
No, I don't know what players. I don't know what players go.
No, but what player? No, but I'm saying, what player was he? Because you're saying he's not that player anymore. He's not like, he was never the guy that was getting 40 goals a season.
I didn't need him. I don't care about GA. GA is not my thing. I don't care about the GA side of it. Yeah, I just don't think Darwin contributes enough to the game. Like, he can't take his fullback on anymore. He loses the ball far too much as he used to. You know, when he came to Liverpool, he could beat his fullback. He was getting to the byline a lot. He kept the possession extremely well, which let us get forward a little bit more. He doesn't do that as much anymore, because I'm not blaming him. Like, it's not his technique. It's that double knee injury has affected him long term, and there's nothing wrong with it. He's getting to an age now. I think he'll be 29 next season. I just want an upgrade on that left-hand side. So if I can find someone with Luis Diaz's quality, that is 21, 22, I want that player instead.
100%. I think the problem you've got is that it isn't there. And what my point is, right, is you go and look at, like, even like a Kvaratskhelia, that I think is outstanding, proper baller. Trent Alexander-Arnold locked him up both games.
Yeah, he did, and he should be congratulated for it.
And this is the guy that's the worst fullback apparently in the world, and Liverpool fans want to get.
I don't rate Craver like that, though. So
no, that's fine. That's fine. But what I'm saying is, if that's one of the better wingers in the world, my point is, there's a lot of them. And look, I'm not Gakpo's biggest fan, even though he's my countryman and we're from the same country, right? I'm not his biggest fan, but I know that if he was playing for another team, the majority of the fan base will be like, "Oh my god, we got to go and get Gakpo." The same way we talk about Semenyo, the same way we talk about Kvaratskhelia, the same way we talk about Anthony Gordon, because ultimately we want
So
something
everyone
that's
gonna
new.
skip past the fact he said countryman. Where did that come from?
It's true.
It's true.
It's
You're
true.
Dutch.
I did the
No,
World Cup.
Ghanaian.
Yeah, he's Ghanaian.
Mhm.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah.
Where did you think?
There's some trying to
Ghanaian,
catch
man.
me out. There's some trying to catch me out. But that's what it is. I think obviously as fans, I think we hyper bar Nunes, which I think is the one which is about whoa,
It's way
we
up.
hyper analyze a lot of our players because we're comparing them to the best that
I don't compare to
we've
anyone,
ever had.
I
No,
don't
but we
compare
do.
to
But subconsciously we do because we've had
Well, I
Mane,
don't.
Bobby, and Salah. No, but we do. Like,
I don't. I can tell you right now, I don't compare anything to anyone. I never have,
but it's
never
not
will.
about comparing, but that's a standard that's set in your head. Because ultimately you're saying you want an upgrade.
My standard is John Barnes, not Mane.
It might be John Barnes then, but that's still our standard. And Mane was able to go and
Well,
get
everyone's
near
got a
to that
standard,
level.
ain't they? Everyone's got a
But
standard.
that's my point. Whereas I'm saying that when you look across football, there isn't players at
Tom's
that.
standard is
I know
their
Tom
cup.
will take Semenyo, but how many goals has Semenyo got in the league?
No, Semenyo's tailed off.
Yeah, but that's why his
Look,
standard is their cup. I just said it.
With
Dirk
Diaz,
Cow.
as I keep saying with Diaz,
You know
I
that's
think
his favorite Liverpool player. That just
I
shows
I
you
know.
that
You see it in the
Yeah,
background.
but
he's
Tom's
a very
of an age.
edgy person.
Yeah,
No,
Tom's of an age. Of course, Dirk Cow might be his favourite.
Husam doesn't know my two favourite Liverpool players. Well, three technically. Cal,
Trent.
then Robertson, then Milner.
Oh my god!
Oh my
you're-
God! Get
you're
out,
fucking
man! Get out,
with the
man!
work-
Like you,
But
Some of the
for me,
workhorse
so
prop.
edgy. I swear
Two
to
right,
God.
because you know what it is, Raks. I like
Blood, sweat,
players
and
who.
tears.
No, I like players who like are me, who I can like imagine
Oh,
myself. I was never
God.
good technically. I was never.
Yeah.
What I could
You're not
do.
good with your football opinions either, you bum.
Put some respect on
I
me,
don't
man.
even think Dirk Cout's own favorite football player is Dirk Cout. That's so random. man.
Where's this disrespect to Dirk Cout come from?
but the thing is, Tom's of an age
This
where he
is
would
a
have
man who
worked.
got a hat trick
watched
against
that
Man
era.
United, albeit it was from 5 yards.
Yeah, the
But he
Suarez
got a
hat
trick
trick.
against
Yeah,
United.
Yeah, Suarez missed that. That double nutmeg. Who was that double nutmeg?
Yeah.
But look, I keep saying it.
Rafael, was it?
I just want an
one of the
upgrade.
ends.
It was
on Diaz.
Raphael and a midfielder. Because he's done the midfield
Harry
first.
or
and then
Fletcher or
Raphael.
someone like that.
G-Song Park that apparently would have stopped Messi according to Whiskey Nose, but here we are. Anyway, so here's the thing with Diaz. I do agree with Jamie. I think everyone is upgradable on, except Mo. That's the only one unupgradable on. Perfect example,
What, in the front
Kvaradona.
line?
Yeah.
Gakpo isn't upgradable on. Not if you get rid of Diaz in the summer.
No, he is. No, Tommy is.
It depends what you want. I always said this.
They all are.
Jerry, I don't know if you agree, might not agree with this, but when I look at Diaz, I think Diaz from the halfway line to the 18-yard box is a better player than Cody Gakpo, yeah? From the 18-yard box towards goal, I think Cody's more effective. If that makes some kind of sense.
Yeah, I think.
No, I think they're different.
100%.
They're different. They go about their
They're
left
different.
wing game.
I think
differently.
Gakpo. I think Gakpo probably complements.
Can we bring up Triple B's comment? Gakpo is fucking upgradable. Are you drunk? Yes. Yes. I'm drunk. Yes.
No, do you know what it is? I think Gakpo probably complements Salah a bit more because the way he plays, he doesn't have to have the ball. So
Yeah, he runs towards the front post.
Diaz, as an example, was really, really good or better against PSG recently because he kept being fed the ball. And when he was fed the ball, he can keep going at his man and he grows into the game. If Diaz isn't involved in the game and then he gets it, it's just like in the final third, it's like, what's going on here? He needs it earlier. That Salah needs it. Obviously, doesn't.
He's a touch-tight winger. Diaz is a touch-tight winger.
Yeah,
and Gakpo's an inside forward.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But even like I said, with Gakpo, with all of them, do you know what I mean? Listen, we were calling Cody a ghost. We were calling Cody a ghost recently. Do you know what I mean? Like 8 months ago.
Do you think a fit Cody Gakpo gets the goals we needed to beat PSG?
Probably.
I don't think so.
You've got to remember the run he was on. He
that's a good
Anfield
question.
games.
Are you talking like
9
full
Anfield games in a row?
Are you talking full fitness? Like
Full
fully
fitness,
fit?
full fit Gakpo and the run he was on.
I
think
think it's not that crazy to say he would score a goal at the back post.
No, it's not. It's not. It's
fully
actually not.
fit
It's not.
Gakpo.
It's not.
I think people have this weird misconception with Gakpo that he's on. Like people think Diaz is better defensively than all the defensive numbers show Gakpo's better. Hence, maybe that's because Diaz's numbers are a bit skewed by being up front, but that means he's doing a little bit more of the pressing. But my thing is, if Gakpo's playing on the left, Salah, when he plays with Gakpo, plays the risky passes to him. Salah almost has a trust in Gakpo that if I get the ball to him, he can make something happen.
Yeah.
I don't think Salah has that belief with the other attackers.
Do you know what it is? I think the difference is again, Diaz wants the ball to feet. So Diaz has always, from even back when we had him with Klopp, remember the things he was doing to Reece James, flicking it over his head and not looking, it was always to feet, right? Gakpo is better when he needs the ball in front of him so he can cut inside and shoot. It's a different...
Gakpo can play to feet though, because how many times do you see him pick the ball up, turn? The difference is Diaz likes to drive line and use the byline as his thing, but Gakpo likes to turn and go into the middle, into the area.
No, because he can drive, but it's always great when there's space. So in transition, it's really, really good. When there's no space, that's where Gakpo, again, like I said, again, I don't. He's not my favorite player, but I won't lie and say if he was playing for Bournemouth or someone else, if someone said to me, "Yeah, do you want to get Gakpo?" I'd be like, "Yeah, let's get him." And I think with a lot of our players, bar Nunes, really, we'd all say that. I think across the team, I think we've got a good squad. And when we're talking about upgrading, of course, we'd always want to upgrade. But the level we're at, we're talking about Mbappe, Vinicius, like the best of the best of the best. It's not Semenyo, it's not Gordon. That's not the upgrade for me. That's like
yeah. But I think you can either upgrade, like complete across the board upgrade right now, which Liverpool don't really do in position. So I'm just using Diaz as the benchmark here. The upgrades on Diaz, that there's not many in the, and I'm talking about clear. Like I don't think Gordon this year has been as big an upgrade on Diaz as he was last year. So I think there's a little bit more there. So there's not really many options there. Or you can go for the right. We'll buy a guy who's 5-6 years younger and has the numbers in the right areas, but he's not at the level yet. But we have 6 years with him to get him to and beyond that level.
That's
exactly, got that time.
That's exactly what we did though with Mane, with Salah, arguably with Bobby, even though he came off a good season in Germany. But you have that win now front three. Potentially, if we buy a fucking striker, you have that win now front three there, and Salah, Gakpo, insert striker here. So you can afford to have one or two guys who are a bit younger in the wings who can come in. You can't do both of them at once because. But do you think
Gakpo? Do you actually trust Gakpo, right? And again, for a full season, right, to be a la Mane, a la Bobby, which is the guy. Me personally, I think he was on a great run of form, but early in the season he weren't great. Last season he wasn't great. The season before that he was all right. It was never. It's not like he's had a great period where we know, all right, you know what? If he goes and he's on his run, like this is what Gakpo gives you. This was like a hot form, and he was performing better than Diaz. Yeah,
I think that what you got to bear in mind with Gakpo this season is he didn't get to start games regularly until like the end of October. Like I'm looking here at the stats. I'm going league wise. The first time he started 3 games in a row in the Premier League, which is what I would say you need to start building up a bit of form, is 3-4 starts in a row and then performing them. His third start in a row came against Newcastle on the 4th of December. So before that, he'd been on the bench. He had a start, then he'd be back on the bench for 3 games. 2 starts, back on the bench for 2 games. Once he got the run in the team where he was the starter, I'll start from the Southampton game, which is where the run started. Not against Southampton, goal against City, not against Newcastle, goal against Fulham, not against Tottenham, goal and assist against Leicester, goal against West Ham, goal against United, not against Forest, not against Brentford, 2 goals and an assist against Ipswich, won the penalty, which counts as an assist on transfer market on against Bournemouth, and then got injured against Everton. So you were
penalties count as assists.
Why do you put that in? Why do you put on transfer?
No, because it was I saw it and I didn't remember, so I was going through it in my head. I said it out loud. You've given him an assist when he won the pen, which isn't an assist, obviously.
So,
But even that time, you've got a goal against Leverkusen.
It's a transfer market
against Real
assist.
Madrid.
It's actually we should do a column. We should do a column of transfer market assists.
Zone transfer
Look at
market assist.
Husam is just shaking his head. He's like, what is happening?
Diaz. It depends what you want as your wingers. Yeah, it all depends what you want as your wingers. If we're going to go and get an out-and-out number 9, which I think we probably are, do you want a winger that's more touch wing, like wing tight, proper winger, go beat his man, balls into the box, crosses, mixing up his play, or do you want a winger that's more of an inside forward that's going to contribute more on the side of goals than he is
on that, Jamie?
play.
What do you think Slot wants? Just putting it out there. Ideally, like if you could go and pick a winger, what type of?
I think because it is what I think. Slot likes the wide Man City play with their front three. He likes the wide wingers that are pacey and quick, that can keep possession, hold the ball, attack fullbacks, dribble into the box and look for the striker or the running in number 10 that can score tap-ins from build-up play. But because he's come to Liverpool now and he's got a player in Mo Salah, you don't really want Mo Salah to be that touch-tight winger and using his pace because he ain't as quick as he used to be. So you've had to change the way you are a little bit. And I think that's why he's gone mostly Cody in recent months as he's starting left winger at times, because Cody's more of that inside forward that is going to get goals, even if he's playing poorly, more than probably Diaz is going to get. But Diaz is
but ironically,
technically better footballer.
But that's what I'm saying. It's crazy because ironically, I find it's quite interesting that even throughout this poor run of form where Diaz hasn't been effective, he still played.
He's playing
Whereas, in like other positions, like Jones has a bad game, he just doesn't start the game. Or, we saw what happened with Kwanzaa. We've seen it, do you know what I mean? With City, even with Robbo, got to a point where Diaz is like, you're just being rinsed. Like, you're playing up front, you're playing out wide.
That's because the bigger problem is Arnie Slot hates any striker option that he's got at the club.
Do you think he hates Jota like that?
Yeah.
Well, he plays Diaz in that 9 more and Jota recently, doesn't he?
I think it's frustrating. He hates Nunez because Nunez is just not a good striker. And he's frustrated with Jota because he does the right things off the ball. He drops into the right spaces. He picks up the right moments. He makes the right movements. But he's technically so inconsistent. And then the moment he starts to get up to speed, bang, out injured again. And it's back to square one where you've got to try and build back up the sharpness, build back up the fitness. You can't rely on Jota. So I think it's a frustration with Jota. It's a disappointment and just a hatred with Nunez. And Diaz is like he does parts of it right. He's my best option because he's at least fit all the time. So I can put him there. He can do the parts of it, and I'll hope that the other two can make up for that in other areas. And I think what you notice as well, when Diaz is your striker, McAllister gets further forward.
Yeah,
McAllister makes these late
better. He looks a bit better. Yeah, he looks a bit better.
Diaz wants to go in certain areas, which isn't necessarily where you want a striker to go. So you need to get bodies in the box some way. That's by making sure your midfielders, instead of camping on the edge of the box when you've got the ball, they make the run into the box, which is why you saw the McAllister header against Everton is the prime example of this. Diaz was sort of nowhere, and McAllister just makes this run from outside the box in, completely unmarked.
It's because he drops deep. He takes centre-backs with him, and centre-backs don't know where. So if you're playing Diaz as a striker, your centre-back don't know if to pick him up or not, because his runs are different.
He drops deep, but he goes out to the left, and we almost end up... Yeah. If you look at our...
Doubling up.
Or our average positions and our front three, Salah is in a right-wing position. And then
you've got the two next to each other like that, yeah.
And Diaz and Gakpo are like hugging.
Well, look, in theory, we play 4-2-4 more than
the thing is, you kind of need that, because the problem you've got is that gap. I know centrally, obviously, we've got that space, right, and they kind of vacate, but Gakpo cuts inside. The problem would be, if you had another, like, I don't know, a winger that wants to be on the touchline as well, then it just looks horrible, because it's like, but Gakpo naturally wants to come inside anyway with the ball. And that's where, when you've got Diaz dropping deep, it gives the space for Gakpo to come inside and actually shoot. Because I think if you go back to those numbers you spoke about, that's when Diaz has played up front, right?
Do you know what Klopp wants?
Yeah.
Klopp would love this guy.
Anyone
Klopp would love this guy. would love
every
this guy.
team would love him. Every team
And
would love him.
that's why Slot.
It's prime,
That's why
yes,
Slot
prime.
talks about. That's why Slot talks about Cunha a lot.
17,
but
18.
I
don't think we signed
who's
Cunha.
going
I'm
on
putting it
about
out
the
there
start
right
of the
now. I don't
season?
think Cunha is going to happen.
But
Cunha's not
I
there.
don't either, unfortunately. But I think what you'll see in the summer is you'll see two different types of profiles. I think we have the right idea with profiles at the minute up front, but the wrong players. You need a guy who
One
can,
thing we can all agree on, thank God Tom is not our sporting director.
Just put Salah straight central and get 2 new wingers.
Oh, you can't
Andy's
put Salah
right.
central.
We're awful at set pieces. We need a set piece coach or something, man, because our set pieces have been.
But why
We're
don't we
lagging.
just let Salah take corners?
Which got the best set piece this season?
Why don't we just let what?
Salah take corners.
Because do you know our biggest goal threat from corners is Salah at the back post for the knockdown because we don't win the fucking first header because it doesn't clear the first man. If he's taking the corner, he can't be in the box to score the rebound.
Listen, after tomorrow's at Wembley. As long as it's not Robertson taking corners, I'm good. I'm good.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, Robert's corners have been actual
I mean,
ass.
I found it funny this year how Trent was taking all the corners and then it just stopped at a point because Slot just lost it with his inability
Well,
to be the first
McAllister.
man.
It's mostly
and now
McAllister now,
takes
isn't
them.
it?
Yeah, it is McAllister. It is.
Do you guys
Anyway,
think? Go on. I was going to say, do you guys?
I'm stream now because it's like 3:37 a.m.
Oh, it's well late.
Yeah. So I've got to go. Like, do you just wait for us to do any Salah prop and you just say stuff like ha 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 ha? Fuck you Darwin.
You know what? I reckon Salah will shoot from a corner.
You probably will.
Yeah, or possibly score.
We've got more of a chance of fucking scoring if he shoots than if we put it in the box. Jesus Christ.
And it's crazy because we have 2 centre backs who are giants. But anyway, regardless.
Yeah, but
Make sure you guys are liking the video.
Virgil's been
Make sure you guys
notoriously shit
are
at scoring
subscribing.
headers for us. Like for how big and how early dominant he is,
Go
he
ahead.
should have
Go
more
ahead.
goals.
Oh,
That's
he
Go on.
how much? He chips in with maybe 4 or 5 goals a season.
Raks, with the amount of like corners and stuff we take, he should be getting closer to Martin Skirtle got fucking 10 one year. Are you telling me Virgil van Dijk can't be getting at least 7 a year with the amount of corners we get, the amount of free kicks we get, the amount of opportunities we get?
Well, this is. I think a set piece, a competent set piece track, and apparently we've put out an ad on LinkedIn to recruit one. We'll hopefully, if we get the right person, secure that. Because
we did. We had an advert out for them, and then we played against AC Milan, and we scored 2 set pieces, and then just took the advert down.
You can't do Tom like that. You can't do Tom like that.
What? Because they're here.
K-Mac 2.0.
I'm different now.
K-Mac,
You're lying to a guy.
K-Mac, it's a scout.
I
don't want Kelleher to replace Alisson.
Yeah, go on.
I don't want Kelleher to replace Alisson.
wow.
Anyway, guys,
you
like
know
the video,
that.
subscribe on your way out. I'm not doing any content tomorrow. You get me? See you guys later.
Show y'all the meaning of chivalry. Rap ruler, you can ask Buddha. Right jab like that.